don't see it. Are we live? Yes, we are. Welcome to the show, everyone. Whoops, it's the wrong one. Whoops. Whoops. There it is. My bad, I hit the wrong one. Wait a minute. I see a problem here. Let me fix it before we even start. me a second, y'all. Hold on. Crazy. Are you serious? Come on, man. Hey, Tony. Where am I at? All right. Welcome back to the show, everybody. If y'all wondering, that's the same thing that's behind my head right now. It's the same animation. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the show. If y'all enjoyed the last show, you should enjoy this one. It might not be as exciting. We're going to take a look at the Bible. And also, there were some things that I didn't get out. I actually had some things pulled down from the website, but we said 1 hour and 30 minutes, and we went like 2 something. So I didn't have time to get to it. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold that hour and a half. I have a lot to say. I don't know if I can stay within them confines, but I will try. Hey Liz, later on, we need to go get a tie clip. Do y'all know what that is? A tie clip keeps the tie from moving around. Now, I have a paper clip that I stuck on, and it's working, but I don't really want to do the sermon wearing a rusty paper clip. So, they don't cost much. Hopefully, I can use that $5 gift certificate. But if we're going to get one, I want it to sit in view, and I want it to be something nice. Something with a cross on it, or something that says Jesus loves you, or come to Jesus, or, God knows all. Just something nice, That's all I'm looking for. Something nice. So we'll look later on, probably on a different channel. Like I said, the more you stay on live stream, the more chance you get of getting struck down. And we're trying to start this channel out. And first show was pretty good. We got 60 something views. So that's about average. So what that says is the channel with 340 views can keep up with the same channel with 1,010 subscribers. So Tony says Soleimani funeral was today. I'm not having a moment of silence for that general. That man had planned to hurt a whole lot of our people. Why would I feel sorry for him? And maybe it's propaganda. I don't know. But I do know I'm not going to feel sorry for somebody that was actually planning terrorist attacks against United States citizens. And we got him before he got us. Now, if somebody would like to have a debate on that, we can do that on another channel later on. If you want to have a debate on that, Tony, and hit me up on the back end, and let me get this, and maybe you can come on. That definitely would be some great content. But if that man was a threat to our U.S. delegates and our servicemen over there, I'm not going to feel sorry for him. You said Christianity was saved because of him. Well, like I said, you want to do a show later on. Like I said, Tony, if you want to do a show later on, right now we're going to do the Bible. But if you want to come back later on in the day, we'll go to the Master King 1 channel. We can go to the Master King 1 channel and we can debate that. You got some links you want to bring? If you want to call in, we'll be glad to do it. But as far as I know, the man was evil. All right, you said you asked for a moment of silence. Well, anytime anybody dies, I guess that should be a moment of silence. Don't say shake your head. Well, that's what the world is saying right now. Now, like I said, if you got proof that it's a lie, I'll be glad to show it. Might go viral. Uh-oh, are we live? Why is it saying an error has occurred? Come on, we ain't got all day. So why are you spinning? Oops, I dropped something. I dropped me. No, drop the animation. Where's the animation? There it is. Drop the animation. Somebody just texted me and said the cross is cutting into the top of my head. It's supposed to be. There's a reason why that cross is there. Why it's going through me. Jesus took our place on the cross. Technically, we all should be up there with him. Y'all understand what I'm saying? We all should be up there on the cross with him. All right, Tony, I'm going to bookmark this. Copy link address, and we'll put it right here. Paste. All right. Now, see, I respect somebody. Now, you ask them to show something, and they're right there with it. I respect that. All right. We can get to that, and while everything was restarting, I took a little look around the sector. Somebody just keeps showing their desperation, but we're not going to deal with that here. We're going to deal with that on the next show, not on this channel. Let's get to it, y'all. We are going to actually start reading through the Bible. The topic of our last show was toxic relationships. And if we have time, I had some articles that I had blindly downloaded, and I forgot about them. So let's go. Let me do one more thing before we start. Has our Bible arrived yet? I don't see nothing in the list for it. Let me go look. It is still out for delivery. Y'all know we gonna wind up not getting it. I'm gonna stop worrying myself. Let's get it. All right. All right. Can y'all see that on your screen? Hey NNC. Well, I tried to I ran out of time. But I tried to hurry it up. I got news for you. No Night by Kaz. Ah, we still got another 2 hours of that same topic. I didn't get to show anything. We only got through the first 8 things I said. I also had an additional 8 on another page, and then I had two scholars on what the Bible said about toxic relationships. Then I had scriptures of what the Bible says about a toxic relationship. Actually, we could have went all day. I'm being honest. We could have went all day. You got your phone at 39%. I'm gonna tell you, we could have went all day. I stopped myself. I hadn't even touched what I wanted to get to. But I hope it was good. So now we started this last night, and y'all said save it for the day. So here we go. I tried to get y'all through this last night. Let's just do it. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and morning were the first day. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. And again God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself, upon the earth, and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind, and God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, the lesser to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw it was good. In the evening, in the morning, were the fourth day, and God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And God created whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let him have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creepy thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created him, male and female created he them. And God blessed them and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in which the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you shall it be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and every fowl of the air, and to everything that keepeth upon the earth, whereas there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw that everything he had made, and behold, it was very good. And on the evening and in the morning were the sixth day. Right? We go on to the next page. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God had created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created, in the day of the Lord God made them, earth and heavens. The earth and heavens. Okay? And every part of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb in the field before it grew, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord formed man of dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Lord planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man who he had formed. And out of the ground made the Lord grow to every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And the river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted, and it became into four heads. The name of the first is Pison, that is which compassed the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. There is bdellium and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is it that compasses the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel, that is which goeth towards east of Assyria. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. And the Lord God took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And the Lord commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou may eat freely, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a help meet for him. And out of the ground the Lord formed every beast of the field, and every fowl of the air, and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle and all the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a help to meet for him. And the Lord caused a great sleep to fall upon Adam as he slept. And he took one of his ribs, closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat all of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God said, Ye shall not eat it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall surely not die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord called Adam and said to him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded that thou should not eat? And the man said, The woman who you gave me to be with gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. And upon thy belly shalt thou go, and thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy heel, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou bring forth children, and thou desirest to be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And to Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, in sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat bread, till thou return unto the ground, for out of it was taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust thou return. And Adam called his wife Eve, because she was the mother of all living. Unto Adam and Eve, his wife, did the Lord make coats of skins, and clothe them. And the Lord said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand, he shall also he shall take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. I'm going to read that again. And the Lord said, behold, the man is become as one of us to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand and also take of the tree of life and eat and live forever. So therefore the Lord sent him forth from the garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. So let's stop right there. Let me take the chat real quick. We got through the first part. I hope everybody ain't fall asleep. No, the Bible didn't come today. It still ain't came. But it was just for show anyway. But NSC said she wished a pigeon would fly her charger here today. And she said, sorry, having to hold my charger cord and the phone upside down. Liz said it was still out for delivery. Tony said, NSC, I thought you left because of your phone. Liz said, left her out, NSC, I've been there before. NSC said, bet I have a backup from now on. Liz said, left her out, NSC, we can have a collection of chargers. We have a collection of chargers in our house now. Liz said, doesn't make any sense how they go out so fast. Yeah, actually, I got like 12 of them, and they keep wearing out. And the phone will work with one and won't work with the other. Like I say, this LG seems to work with this cord, but this cord doesn't seem to be that good. But it's giving us a stable connection. So I'll stop complaining. But like I said, it'll go better. NSC said, right, Liz, just like overnight, they go out. Now it says we have a graveyard of chargers. All right, y'all. We just read the first 2 chapters of Genesis. We went through the creation of the world, creation of the water, the animals, why it rained, and God has placed Adam and Eve in the garden. Now, for those who don't believe, when I tell you that Jesus is a separate entity from God, even though he is God, it was Jesus who did the work. God thinks it and says it, and Jesus goes to work. Now, you heard him say that he came down there and was walking through the garden and talked to them. Nobody has seen God's face. So that's further proof that that was Jesus. Now you see the story of the Garden of Eden. Satan entered into the mind of the serpent, and through the serpent, he was able to talk to Eve and convinced Eve, piqued her curiosity, and got her to eat of the apple. If she was going to eat off of that apple, And here's the part that gets me. Why didn't she eat off the other one? Anybody want to explain? If she ate off, it's two trees they were forbidden to eat off of. And they ate off one. They're already in trouble with God. Why not eat the other one? What you got to lose? Anybody like to comment? If they had ate off the other one, they would have eternal life. Nobody would ever die. They still be alive today if they had ate off the other tree. Why didn't they eat off the other tree? Why didn't it occur to them? Well, we already in trouble, because that's what somebody today would say. A child today would say, well, you know, we already going to get in trouble for doing this. We might as well go ahead and do that too. I mean, we can't get any more trouble. We're going to get punished. Why wouldn't they go eat off the other tree? If they ate off the other tree, they'd still be here. Nobody would die. We wouldn't have to work. We wouldn't have to work to make it to the next level. Everybody would have made it. No comment? Okay, let's continue on. Now we get into the action. And Adam knew Eve, his wife. Whenever you see knew, slept, laid with, that means sex. And it means marriage. Notice it said, knew Eve, his wife. He knew her. He laid with her. He was with her. The first person that you have sex with is your mate. He knew Eve, his wife. So they had sex and she became his wife. And she conceived and bare Cain and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of the sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel, he also brought the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. Now here's where the problem come in. But unto Cain and his offering, he had no respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted, and if thou dost not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. So he's telling him, your attitude is letting sin in the door. And if you're not careful, that sin is going to rule over you. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against his brother and slew him. He killed him. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not, am I my brother's keeper? That's where that phrase comes from. And he said, what hast thou done? The Lord is talking. The voice of thy brother blood crieth unto me from the ground. Now, I explained to y'all a couple months ago that to sacrifice for a sin, to make atonement, that you are allowed to basically use an animal, sheep, donkey, whatever you could get, whatever you could afford. Some people can only afford like 2 pigeons or 2 doves. You took them to the temple, and the priest will perform a ceremony. And part of that ceremony was the pouring out the blood of the animal. But that animal was sacrificed for you. Instead of you dying for the sin you committed, the animal's death was accepted in your place. And God likes the smell of the fat burning on the altar. The fat of the animal. That's why he enjoyed Abel's offer. But he didn't get nothing from the fruit. There was just fruit sitting there. And Cain became so jealous and angry that he killed his brother. His offering was just as good. But like I said, God enjoys the smell. They call it incense of the fat burning. And because of that, Cain killed his brother Abel. That was the second noted sin in the Bible. The first was Adam and Eve eating of the tree. And the first sin of their offspring was Cain killing Abel over jealousy. And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from the face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. Now, here's what we have a problem at. A lot of people pick on this. If the Bible only mentions Adam, Eve, Cain, and Abel, who is the someone? Who is the someone that will find him and slay him? If he's a fugitive and a vagabond, who is the someone? Anybody care to take a guess? Who is the someone? So far, only 4 people are recorded. Who's going to find them? Who is the someone? Anybody want to take a guess? As I've said before, apparently Adam and Eve had other children. But apparently everybody is not special. The women really don't get mentioned unless there's a specific reason. And there had to be other offspring. They were alive for 900 and something years. You expect us to believe that they had sex the first time and had a child, had sex the second time and had a child. What happened to the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th time, 12th time they had a child? We talking about 900 years. These ain't the only children. But what make them stand out is that one killed the other. And that's why they mentioned. That is why they are mentioned. Does anybody disagree with that? I'm listening. Is there anybody in disagreement? Let me see. Did I what's the call coming in? Nope. Are you serious? Let me go look. I don't know why I'm worried about it. And then let me go in again. Your orders. Nope, it's saying the same thing. All right, I gave y'all a chance to respond. Anybody have any comments? Cause see, my problem is I know for a fact that when children are born, they want to get away from their parents. And all you gotta do is look at your town and see who. Find out who actually started your town, and then see the names of the children. And when you see the names of the children, they get farther and farther away. Once a man grows up and has his own place, he don't want his father right next door. Same thing with a woman. Whoa. Bad idea. Wanted something to nibble on. My boy strong. So, he dwelt in the land of the Nod. Who named it the land of the Nod? If it wasn't already people living there, who named it the land of the Nod? Mm-hmm. No, she ate her food up. That's what it is. She ate her food up. Look at that. She running over there to it. Look at that. I ain't got no food. You have a bag coming, you pig. First bowl. It's the second bowl. You piggy wiggy. Alright, go ahead and eat. That's what it was. Oh, Wiggy Wiggy. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Yeah, the daggone pig. She ate her food up. I saw she had a little bit left before I started, and I said, I'll refill it, and I forgot. She over there eating now. I know you here. She over there eating now. A pig. But like I said, her food is cheap, so I can't complain. Her food is cheap. We can't complain. So, all right, y'all. Like I said, dwelt into the land of the Nod. Who named it the land of the Nod? Who lives in the land of the Nod? How do we know it's called the land of the Nod? Now it skips and it says, and Cain knew his wife. Where did he get a wife from? So obviously, when he was banished, she was banished too. If not, where he get a wife from? This brings up something different. If there were no other children, how did he already have a wife? If it's just Adam, Eve, Abel, and Cain, how did he already have a wife if there were no other children? Keep in mind, soon as they are together, children's popping out. Adam and Eve lived for 900 and some years. 900 and some years. How many children did they make in that 900 and something years? So far we seeing every time somebody has sex, a baby is born. It's conceived. How many children did Adam and Eve have that's not written down about? How long had after this happened? Because there could be other children that have children that have moved on. This could be 400 or 500 years into their creation. But you think this is all happening just in the moment. They lived for 930 or 50 years. If everybody laying down and having sex and popping out children, it's not possible to think that maybe they got 30 or 40 kids. They grown up, had kids of their own. Cain and Abel are just two kids, and the only reason they're being singled out is because they involved in the first sin. But how can he go to a land that wasn't named yet? No, we not. We studying the Bible, but I'm just asking questions. Because I hear other people asking, and I thought I would answer. You know, thought I'd give it a unique twist on it. Give you something to think about. But okay. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. And he builded a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. And unto Enoch was born Irad, and Irad begat Mehujael, and Mehujael begat Methuselah, and Methuselah begat Lamech, and Lamech took unto him 2 wives. The name of one was Ada, and the other one was Zillah. And Ada bare Jabal, and he was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such that have cattle. And his brother name was Jubal. He was the father of all such as that handle the harp and the organ. And Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. And Lamech said unto his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man for my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. If Cain shall be avenged 7-fold, truly Lamech 70-fold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For God said, she hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, who Cain slew. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. He then began men to call upon the name of the Lord. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and share it. It'll take a second. All right. Feeding now live. I got to finish cooking dinner. I'll check back later if you're on. There's only one person watching? Or maybe I should stop this then. This might not have been the greatest of ideas. We can come up with something different. Yep, and no one watching. All right, this phone only says we got 2 people watching. If this is boring, let me know, y'all, and I'll stop. And we can go do something else. Let me know. Alrighty, then we're gonna finish this out and then we'll call it a day. For Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For God said, she hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, who Cain slew. And to Seth, to him also was born a son, and he called him Enos. Then he began to call upon the name of the Lord. All right, anybody still watching? I'll be live on Master King BROTHA 1. Yeah, let's go ahead and call it a day. Alrighty, y'all. See y'all on Master King BROTHA 1. Thanks for watching. Peace out.